Hey friends, and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today we send some love to our precious hips. The postures and movements that we'll be working through today can really help improve the mobility in our hips. In terms of items, feel free to bring along with you a yoga block or a thick book. However, if those items are not available, it's all good as we'll just go with the flow. Alrighty, kind reminder to subscribe to the channel just to stay connected, and let's get started. Okay friends, come and join me down on the ground in a cross-legged position. We're going to start off by just drawing our shoulders up towards our ears, back and then down. So keep this looping action going, trying to open on up through our chest, encouraging the shoulders to relax as we do this action. Wonderful. Okay, let's now draw some circles with our nose. Working out any kinks, any stiffness that may have built up in our neck. And then you can reverse that circle. And then bring your head back in line with your heart space. Let's just tuck in our chin slightly, creating length in the back of our neck. Wonderful. Bring your right hand to your left kneecap, swimming the left fingertips back and behind you. Breathe in as we sit up and grow a little bit taller through our spine. And then on an exhale, journey into that twist, looking past your left shoulder. And breathe here. Make your way back to center, and let's just take it on over to the other side. Left hand on right kneecap, swimming the right hand back and behind us. Breathe in, and then exhale, journey into that twist. Amazing, coming back to center. Let's send our right foot out in front of us on a diagonal to our body and hug our left foot in towards our body. You can even place the left sole of the foot on the inner right thigh. Let's guide our rib cage over, so now we're facing our right leg. On a breath in, we send our hands up and overhead towards the sky, and then on an exhale, permission to bend that right knee as we drape our upper body towards our thigh. Allow the hands to rest on the mat here. Breathe in as we look up and forward, and then exhale, bow in the head, chin towards the chest, head towards the knee. Feel free to straighten through that right leg if that feels right for your body. Getting a nice little juicy stretch in that hamstring. And just keep on breathing. Great, breathe in. And then on your next breath out, rolling on up through the spine, taking it on over to the other side. So sending the left leg out now. Guiding our rib cage so that way we're facing our left leg. Breathe in as we send our hands up and overhead towards the sky, radiating energy from our fingertips. And then on an exhale, melt in on down. So you can find a nice little bend here. Breathe in as we look forward out in front of us, and then on an exhale, bowing the head, chin towards the chest. So again, permission to straighten through the left leg. You don't have to though, like either way, you're getting a nice stretch in the back of your leg. Acknowledge that maybe this side feels a little bit different than the other side. I know that this side feels a little bit more tighter, so that's just good information for me. Wonderful, let's breathe in. And then on our next exhale, rolling on up through our spine. Bring the soles of your feet together, nice and together, knees come wide. Feel free to bring your heels a little bit closer to your body, or you can keep ample space, totally up to you. Allow your hands to just rest on your ankles as we loop our shoulders here, creating length in our back body, and let's flap our wings. Flutter those legs. This is a nice little gentle stretch for our hips. Really nice hip opener here. Great, and then find some stillness. Place your hands on the earth, loop your shoulders, maintaining length in that back body. Feel free to stay here, or if you would like to go a little bit deeper, you can walk your hands out. You can almost imagine that you're kind of like looking at yourself in a reflection out in front of you. And if you would like to go even deeper, permission to come on down to the forearms. Still maintaining length in that back body. Breathe in. And then on your exhale, maybe you bow your head, rounding through the back body. I have to say that this is one of my favorite postures, not only just for the hips, but also like if I'm ever carrying like any kind of tension in my shoulders and my neck, I can almost just feel that tension washing away as I do this pose. So maybe you can relate to that, maybe not, it's all good. One more breath cycle here. Great, rise on up. I'm just gonna turn so that way you can see me from another angle here, but you can definitely stay where you are on your mat. So let's send our legs out long in front of us. Heels are roughly in line with our hip points here. Let's hug our right knee in towards our heart space and then drape the right ankle over top of the left thigh. Allow your hands to rest at your sides just to support you for this transition. And now we're going to begin to drag our left heel towards our body until the sole of our foot is resting on the earth. So this is a nice little juicy hip stretch here. Feel free, if you're looking for a little bit more of a stretch, you can actually move your bum a little bit closer to your heel. And just breathe here. Fingers can be pointing towards your body or away from your body. It's just kind of like whatever feels right for you. Make it your own. Great, let's release that. And now we're gonna hug the left knee in towards our heart center and do the exact same action here, draping the left ankle over top of the right thigh. Hands come to the sides, and we're gonna drag that right foot until we can stamp it into the earth. Looping our shoulders here, and then perhaps moving our bum a little bit closer to that heel. I also like to find like a little swaying action here. I don't know, that feels kind of nice. I just like to move. Movement is good. Great, release. Now we're gonna make our way to one end of our mat. So any end, I'm gonna just change things up and go to this side. All right, once you arrive there, let's place the soles of our feet off to the long edges of our mat. Our toes can be spilling out, knees pointing on up towards the sky. Let's now dip our right knees over towards the right side and just hang out here, getting a little internal and external rotation going on. And then the knees move over to the left side now. So as we do this action, you may notice that the bum is traveling. Allow that to happen, move along with your body, because we are going to try to make it to the other end of the mat. All right, let's do it. So take your time, absolutely no rush doing this. Getting a little playtime in there. Trying to keep the chest nice and open. Almost there. Whew. All right, that's probably good enough. Let's send our legs out long in front of us and bring your hands to heart in prayer position. So I have another little challenge for us here. We're gonna try to make our way back to the other end of our mat without using our hands. So we're gonna shimmy our way back there. All right, let's do it. Oh. face is harder than it looks as I'm pulling my mic along with me. There we go. It's a little bit better. Woo! Gonna cross that finish line. Booyah! We did it! Great job. Okay, let's make our way to all fours. All right, if you have a blanket, feel free to use a blanket here to pad the knees. You can also fold your yoga mat over, totally up to you. Whatever works best in your body. Let's place our wrists so that way they're underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hip points here, pressing into the tops of your feet, spreading the fingers nice and wide, pressing on into the fingertips, and rocking the pelvis slightly forward. All right, so we're gonna take some circular motion with our knees here. So I'm just gonna walk us step by step through it, and then we're gonna take it away. So let's lift and hover our right knee away from the earth, and then bring the right knee over to the left elbow. Draw a rainbow with your knee, so that way your knee is now at the right elbow. Knee comes off to the side, kind of like if we're in hydrant dog. Knee goes back, sole of the foot reaching towards the sky, and then back to center, still hovering that leg and knee away from the earth. So as we do this action, I'm going to encourage us as best as possible to keep our back as still as we can. The reason being is so that way we're getting the action in the hip versus in the back or another area of our body. So if you would like, you can use your yoga block and place it on the low back just to encourage that stillness. Totally up to you. All right, let's do this, and I will count for us. 5, 4, 3, 2, keep breathing, and 1. Beautiful, let's jump on over to the other side. And if the wrists are talking to you, feel free to make some fists. All right, let's lift and hover our left knee away from the earth. Bring the left knee off to the right elbow, and then drawing that rainbow. Now the left knee is at the left elbow, opening on up off to the side, and then back and behind us, and then back to start. Okay, we got this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. I definitely think that we deserve a rest after that one. That one gets me really, really warm. Okay, let's bring our big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Let's walk our hands out in front of us, melting our sit bones towards the earth. Breathe in as we look forward, and then exhale, just relaxing and releasing our body, our forehead to or towards the earth. Feel free to use your yoga block or your thick book, place it underneath your forehead, or you can stack your hands, creating a little hand pillow here, just to support you in this pose. So you can imagine that you're sending breath to your hips right now. Whatever that means to you, perhaps we grow a little bit heavier there, find a little bit more of an opening. One more breath cycle here. Lovely. Carve a line with the nose to look forward, rise on up, walk the knees in. Bring your hands to the long edges of your mat. Curl your toes under, lifting one knee away from the earth, followed by the other, and then sending the sit bones up and high to a downward facing dog. So feel free to keep a generous bend in your knees. Really melt your chest towards your thighs to help straighten through the back body, and really find any kind of action here that feels really nice and yummy for you. I personally like to pedal out my feet here, so dropping one heel towards the earth at a time, stretching through the backs of my legs. Or you can take some circular motions with your knee once again. Just checking it on out here. kind of similar to what we were doing in that tabletop position. And once you are done exploring and playing, let's find some stillness here. Let's breathe in through our nose and out through the mouth. Great. Let's take a slow little walk to the middle of our mat and find a forward fold here. Grab opposite elbows and perhaps we just find a swaying action from side to side. Allowing any tension to wash off of our back body here. Just allowing the head to hang loose. And then find stillness. Okay, release your hands, and on your next breath in, let's send our hands up and overhead towards the sky. Hands now come to heart in prayer position. So let's bring our feet so that way they're roughly hip distance apart. Hands can come to the waistline here. So we're going to do a little bit of balancing. So if balance is a little bit tricky, feel free to find a wall for added support. So our left leg is going to serve as our standing leg. So just find a small little micro bend there and really press out of your foundation. So all that's touching the earth. As we just lift and hover our right foot away from the earth. Now let's send our right foot off to the right side and then swinging our right leg over to the left side, passing our left leg. Okay, so just keep this action going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, still keeping that foot lifted and hovering. We're going to now find this kicking action forward and back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Okay, we're going to jump right on into the other side. Right leg now is our standing leg. Let's lift and hover our left foot away from the earth, sending the left foot off to the side and then right in front of our right leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, oh my goodness, getting off balance here, and 1. Great. And now we're going to find this little kicking action forward and back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Let's send our hands from left to right, stepping our feet so that way they're roughly in line with our wrist points. Turn your toes out so now they're facing the corners of your mat. Hands come to the waistline once again. Let's rock that pelvis forward, loop our shoulders, and tuck in our chin slightly. Let's all take a lovely breath in together. And then on our next exhale, let's begin to bend our knees, drop in our center. So now the knees may want to spill in. We're going to say no thank you and try to keep the knees in line with the ankles as best as possible. Thighs roughly parallel to the sky. And let's just find some baby pulses here, up and down. Getting a really juicy stretch in our hips here. It's a big hip opener. And we are here for 5, 4, 3, maybe sink a little bit deeper, 2, and then rise on up on the 1. Let's heel toe, the feet back together. And then on an inhale, sending the hands up and towards the sky. And then on an exhale, floating on down, forward fold. Inhale, finding a halfway lift, flat back position. Exhale, fold on down. Inhale, send the hands up and towards the sky once again. And then exhale, float it on down. Just hang out here just for a breath of cycle. Plant your palms and step it back into a plank. We're here for 10. Yep, that's right. 9, 8, 7, 6. Press out of that foundation. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then lower the knees down on the 1. Swing your legs off to one side, any side, and let's make our way to a seated position on our mat. So when you arrive there, place the bum on the ground, soles of the feet on the earth, knees pointing on up towards the sky. So we're going to make our way into a boat pose. Now, if you brought a yoga block with you to the practice or even a book, you can place it between your thighs and squeeze that item. Or you can bring your legs together for added support and stability as we make our way through this pose. Place the hands on the backs of your legs. Breathe in as you loop your shoulders, look forward, and then exhale to begin to lean back. Keep the toes kissing the earth. Looking forward, maintaining length in that back body. Breathe in. And then on an exhale, lifting the feet away from the earth, shins up towards the sky. And then feel free to release the hands, reaching the arms forward. Trying to reach that top edge of your mat here. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then lower down on the 1. We're gonna do it one more time with a little bit of added play time in there. All right, let's make our way back into our boat. Wonderful, and maybe this time we begin to dip the toes into some water, or maybe we even straighten through our legs. So just make it your own. Our hip flexors are gonna be nice and strong and happy after this. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower on down. My goodness, great work. We're gonna make our way down to the ground, laying on our backs now. So when you arrive there, feel free to take a full body stretch. That may feel really, really yummy, just stretching out the belly, especially after that exercise that we just did. Place the soles of your feet on the earth, knees pointing on up towards the sky. Hug your right knee in towards your heart space. Maybe even just find a swaying action here. Lovely. Now take your right hand and grab the outer edge of your right foot, and then send the sole of your right foot up towards the sky, finding a nice little bend in our right knee here. And just breathe. Great. Release the right foot back to the earth. Just the same action over on the other side, hugging our left knee in towards our heart space, giving ourselves a little bit of love. And now taking the left hand, grabbing the edge of our left foot, sending the sole of our left foot up towards the sky, finding a nice little bend in our knee here, roughly a 90-degree bend at the back of our knee here. And breathe. Great, release. Now hug both knees in towards your chest. Let's now send both soles of the feet up towards the sky, still keeping a nice little bend in our knees here. Opening the knees nice and wide. Breathe in. And then on an exhale, lift the head and the shoulders away from the earth as you reach your hands to grab either the outer edges of your feet or the inner arches of your feet. Your choice. And then release your head and shoulders back down to the earth. Happy baby. Feel free to find a little swaying action from side to side. You may even want to play around with straightening through one leg, then the other, or perhaps even both legs. Just kind of making it your own practice. And one key thing that I just noticed, that my chin was kind of like rocking on up towards the sky. I'm just going to encourage us all to keep our chin tucked in slightly. So always trying to maintain that length in the back of our neck, not cutting off any energy, flowing to the brain. We're going to be here for 3 more breath cycles. Beautiful. Release the soles of your feet to the earth. Feet come off to the long edges of your mat. Allow the knees to spill in and kiss together. You can place your hands on your belly or at your sides. If your hands are on your belly, perhaps you just notice the rise and the fall of your breath. Feel free to close your eyes. And as we lay here, perhaps we consider our class here together. Perhaps you consider what postures you really enjoyed. Perhaps you even consider what postures you found challenging and why. Perhaps you even consider why you decided to take this class, your goal, your intention. I would love to hear about it in the comment section down below, so feel free to do so following this practice. All right, let's take one final breath in together. And then empty it out through the nose or the mouth. Lovely. Open your eyes if they were closed. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Place your hands at the backs of your legs. And now let's find a rocking motion up and down the length of our spines. Making our way to a seated position on our mats. Okay, well, first off, I really hope that you enjoyed today's practice. I hope that the hips are feeling nice and happy and open. If you haven't done so already, kindly subscribe to Yoga with Rachel, as it is the best way to support free yoga content for all. You can ring that notification bell to be notified of new video uploads to the channel. Hit that like button if you enjoyed today's practice, and please share this video with someone that you believe would benefit from a hip opening yoga flow. Comments and questions are always welcomed and encouraged. I'm also taking video requests, so feel free to let me know if you would like to request a video. Thank you so very much, everyone. Take good care and bye for now.